I think I'm live. Hello, hope you're all having a really nice bank holiday weekend. I know it's some people have got nice weather, some people have got less than nice weather. It's quite nice here actually, to be fair. Yeah, I thought I'd pop on because I did go to boot fairs. I certainly went to one yesterday that was pretty good. Well, I got quite a lot of decent stuff there and spent a whole heap of money, so I thought I would show you what's there. I might just pop something out onto Facebook and let everyone know I'm here. Let me do that. Of course, it'd be nice to talk to people while I'm doing this. I can just talk to myself, but that's all a bit mad, isn't it? Here we go. Right. So, something's pinged. Oh, people are in. Gosh, I kind of thought people would be maybe doing family things, but we're not, so I'm. Oh, hello, Carol Reeves, I think it is. Hello, Welsh Wonder Nia. Hello, Lex. Lex. I thought you were out. I thought you were having fun today, or was that yesterday? So yeah, I went to yesterday. I went to a boot fair and I got loads of stuff. Actually, surprisingly little of it is clothing, which makes a change. I've got plenty of clothing stock to list. I'm not short of stock in that department by any means. Hello, Scuba Shaggy. So I've got some other more eclectic bits and pieces, I think would be fair to say. So I thought I would come on and show you. Now, the first thing I've got. Now, I wish Carla was in because her French is. I haven't just got the book. I've got the item. This is a Canon UC 1000 8mm video recorder. It takes these funny little cassettes that it all came boxed. Let me start at the beginning. It all came boxed. And what I've been doing is I've been charging up its battery, and I have yet to see if it's going to work. So this will be a bit of fun, won't it? Someone paid £245 for this in France. Obviously a long time ago. Yeah, the cassettes that it uses look like really baby VHS cassettes. How cute is that? It doesn't look like it's been used. I mean, that's the weird thing. It's all here. It's all, I've got the charger which I've been using. There's a couple of little cassettes. There's a tiny remote control. Oh, hello, Sarah. There's that. There's some more cables that I can't even get out. That goes on the battery to keep it safe. I don't know if it will work. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. But the camera itself is this wee thing. Now, I paid £1 for this because I'm not one. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading Lex's comment there. Donating to a GoFundMe so they can afford to bring their cat home from Hungary. Whose cat is that? Someone you know, or someone who can't get their cat home? Oh no, you've got to bring your cat home. That's got to be done, hasn't it? Yeah, I don't know a massive amount. I've had some with cameras. Obviously, I'm always on the lookout for certain types that bring money in that we all know about. But yeah, it's like, will this will happen if I plug this in? We shall see. Moment of truth. Probably not. I've charged it. See, I don't even know where the on and offable switch is really. On and off switch. Right, is that in? How do I know if it's doing anything? Well, it looks like that battery might be rather dead. No, I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. It's been in its box. It might need a replacement battery pack. I've got to do some research into this if anyone knows anything about these. But I did see someone that sold one for £100, which would be nice. Not my usual clothing item. Something a little different. Well, who knows? Who knows? For £1 it was worth a gamble. And even if I sell it for parts, I reckon I can get £20 to £30. So not mad with that. That's all right. God, probably not putting it all back in the right way. Oh, there's another one here. So I've got 3 of the little films, and these are .8mm video cassette. That looks like it might be 30 minutes. Are they all the same? Are they the same size? Because they must be. Anti-static lead, MP30, high 8. Somebody might want those. They've probably got some value in themselves. I can't promise there isn't anything on them, but I've no way of finding out. Anyway, that was interesting. Mainly for being something a bit different. But, like I say, the instruction manual is à la française. And luckily I do speak enough French to work out roughly what's going on. But that was a real punch. That was a shot in the dark. Oh, there's a link. Oh, that's the GoFundMe. Right, I will certainly check that out. I can look at that later, can't I? Oh, this is the link. There we go. Let me show that. That's the link if anyone fancies helping someone get their cat home, because you'd be beside yourself, wouldn't you, really? I will certainly go and do that afterwards. So thank you, Lex. Can't imagine how heartbreaking it must be to leave it behind. I've been labelling things. Filing and labelling. I've been a very busy bee this weekend. A bit knackered. This I liked. This was also a whole £1. These were house clearance people. Now this is one of those jackets, and this is gorgeous. Really nice. Nirvana going on there. What am I doing? I'm not finding the armhole. A bit big on me, but actually no, it fits me at the top. So proper dough boy. It's in absolutely corking, immaculate condition. I bought one the other day for £2 that I thought was of steel, but this is a Nurse's one, I believe. That Nurse's as a brand, it's made in Bungay, wherever Bungay is in Essex. Oh, pretty things. Yeah, this probably isn't as pretty as some things, but I mean the one I bought the other day that I showed didn't have a maker in. But this says, it's a picture of a sheep, so it do contain sheep. It says Nurse's sheepskin product, blah, 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 made in Bungay, which I think is somewhere in Essex. Made in England, there you go. So not only vintage, but in the most corking condition. There's a bit of field on it, clearly. Always bring home some grass. That is lovely. I really like that. I like the colour of it. So I was much pleased with that. So these were house clearance people. I'm kind of finding that a lot of the private people seem to be getting quite, shall we say, ambitious prices. But house clearance people just want to get rid of stuff. I don't normally bother, but for £1, Kath Kidson, and I thought that's quite a nice practical colourway. It's not too not too twee. A little bit ditzy, but not too twee. It's absolutely stuffed with newspaper for some unknown reason. Don't think there's oodles of cash in there. Oh, thank you, Untitled Tess. Hello and welcome. Nice to see you here. And I've been schooled because Bungay, or a great name, is in Suffolk, which is north of Essex, isn't it? So it's probably why I've got myself confused. Yes. So I thought that was nice. That pretty immaculate. Nothing wrong with that. Once again, an English pound bought me. Oh, these were funny. These made me laugh. I mean, the packaging is slightly, well, it's slightly gone, roached, I believe is probably the term. So a pair of medium drop ready-made curtains, 66 by 72 inches, from the House of Fraser exclusive Mrs. Delaney. I mean, hello, by Martex. Now, I don't know these people at all. My main reason for picking them up was because they had that It's that classic 80s kind of trying to be a bit Laura Ashley-esque, everything in brown, ditzy, Edwardian, blast of the past kind of Victorian feel to things. So these were the curtains. It didn't come with the duvet cover or anything like that, but as they're sort of unused, you can't really say they're new because, I mean, look at that. I mean, they probably need a good wash, I would imagine, but they're lovely. There's a whole little story here. Sybil Connolly, apparently. No, don't apologise, Titled Case. I'm happy to be schooled in things. I don't know everything, and I'm happy to learn. Yes, Sybil Connolly, the renowned Irish designer, has captured no less, the intricate beauty of floral collages of Mary Granville Delaney in an enchanting botanical pattern from Artex. So there we are. They're bigging her up here. They're really giving her a whole thing. In fact, you could have pillowcases, frilled duvet covers, fitted valance sheets, and we have the curtains. So anyone going a bit cottagecore, I think, might possibly rather like that. It is a double. No, it's saying it's a double. It's bloody curtains. Not my taste at all, but I know some will love it. And in the similar vein, I think I might have shown one of these from before. I managed to get another one of these horrific frilled. I'm saying that because it just is so not me. But it's got a lace edge all around this. This is another double duvet cover. This one didn't come with pillowcases, but on the inside label it says Dormer, because I will look for Dormer because it's an incredibly good brand. It's very much this floral, ditzy, chintzy thing, and it actually says it's V&A at Dormer, so it's inspired by some V&A design. So I'm going to research that a little bit more. But these things do go. I mean, they go quite well. So let me just shove it back in here, and then we'll get on to the next bag. So, oh dear God. Oops. Hang on. It's all gone a bit. Hang on. Yeah, I worked out I spent £26 at this car boot. Because what I do is when I get in from the boot, I sit and write down what I've spent, because I can remember pretty much, so long as I do it the same day, what I've spent. And that really helps me when I'm doing this. And also what I tend to do is take a photo of the pile of stuff with that on it, as kind of for the record, because obviously it's all cash transactions. What else did I get? Here we go. Second bag. Oh, it's all gone over now. I'll always grab a bit of All Saints, even if it looks a bit like it's been dropped in the field, which it has. Now, you'd pass this by and not really look at it, and you think, my God, what a mess. Weirdly, it's All Saints, but it has kind of a wire edging on it, so that you can crinkle it up and make it look as deliberately distressed as you like. And this is, they call it some sort of gilet, but it's a ladies' 10. And thankfully, as we all know, All Saints does tell you what the label is. And this is a summer Wesson gilet in a size 10. Now, I mean, this did cost me £2. I didn't mind, because All Saints, although it doesn't always go very quickly, it goes for a reasonable amount, so it's worth it. Pop that over there. This from the same store was £2 also. This was another size 10, and this is the Merlin Dress. It's knitted. It's a very fine knit. I mean, my God, it's see-through almost. I mean, I'm not sure you'd wear that as a dress necessarily, maybe with leggings, but it's a nice thing for the coming season. I just like all their quality is good. It all just feels nice. Oh, people are contributing for the kitty. Oh, that's lovely. I will do so afterwards, because I can't do it when I'm in the middle. Dual resales. Hello. A £5 for the kitty. Oh, bless. Oh, Loki. Oh, great name for a cat. Mischievous Loki. Thank you, Anne. Oh, that's really kind. is absolutely lovely. Hello, Stephanie, and hello, Mike. I hope you're well. So there we go. So a few bits of clothing in there. All Saints. Now, why did I bought this for a whole English pound, I think. You see, I do this, and then I can't read my own. Oh, it was a pound. There we go. Starting to get in these sort of jumpers. This is actually a vintage one, Pop England. But this isn't much a Christmas one. It's got skiers on. So, and it was in nice condition, so I don't mind paying £1 for something like that. Because there is a season when they get popular, the season that cannot be named. Because it's too early. Always a sucker for a nice wide leather belt. This is a nice bright red one. It is leather. It's Philosophy Blues Original. I'm not entirely sure about that brand, to be fair, but the thing felt a decent quality. Nice and chunky. What's not to love? Not too tiny a size. Because tiny belts don't work for everybody. And these are always going well for me. I think they go well for most people. I think Carla will tell you that too. There's a Kipling bag with what I thought was, oh dear, they just stuck a pom-pom on it, but there was a little monkey face in there. And these all have names, so it does help for looking it up. This is a big bag. It needs to go in the wash. It's been in a field, clearly. I thought someone's had a good dance on it. Have a look at these. So it's a really big Kipling bag. Almost like it could almost be a weekend. You get a huge amount of things in it, or a gym bag. I think I only paid £1 for that, so I was quite impressed. Like I say, that will be going in the wash. I don't know what I'm going to get for another stocking. I haven't had time to research because I've been far too busy. Yes, I'm not going to say that C word, which is far worse than the other C word, in my opinion. Yes. Well, these two paintings, and I have been buying art lately, cost me £1 each, so £2 for the pair. I thought they had a certain charm. Now, original watercolours. Sorry, it's a bit difficult to see with the sun on. Original watercolours. They're actually of Norfolk. They need a damn good clean. They're a bit stinking dirty. Poppies at Wroxham. Poppies at Wroxham. They're both called the same thing. Number 1 and number 2. It's written on the back. So this is clearly by the artist. I just thought they had a certain charm. I do like a nice watercolour. They're quite well done. They are signed, and on the back it helpfully tells me who the artist is. Douglas Robertson Haddow, watercolour artist from Grange Park in North London. He has a phone number. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Here I am. I've got a couple of your pictures here. Don't know what they'd be worth, but because they're not huge and they're nicely framed, they've got a certain charm, and I think, they go quite nicely in someone's decor, really, especially if they're a bit cottagey and a bit country. Oh, got more people in. Oh, hello, Dawn. Hello, Dawn. Nice to see you here. You do like that jumper. Well, it is lovely. I just think it's funny with the little skiers on. Oh, hi, Steve. Christine, hello. Yeah, it's one of those things where I've watched people pick them up, and over the years I have picked some up, and I think I really must list those. I really must list those. I'm not going to keep it for me. And I do seem to keep finding pairs at the moment. I like original art. I like watercolours, I like gouache, I like oils, but there has to be something about it. I think I quite like that. It's not bad art. I probably will sell them as a pair because, like I say, it's number 1 and number 2 of Poppies at Wroxham. So, yeah, nice. They're probably done in the 80s, I would imagine. The reason I say that is because of the frame, and I think they were painted and framed. They're not desperately amateur. I think that's why I like them. They are actually really well done. I'm not an artist. I don't have an artist eye, but my husband, Nigel, he's a bit more. He's a lot more artistic than I am, and a lot more knowledgeable. And I do show them. I go, "What do you think of these?" So yeah, he'll say if he thinks they're nicely done. So I think I've got an eye, but I don't necessarily have the knowledge, if you know what I mean. But if I like them, then I think somebody will. A pair of curtains, and I might need a bit of advice on these. Now, I'm not trying to steal Louise's curtain thing. I have always sold some linens. It's just never been the majority of what I do. But how gold are these? Gold. And they're so soft. They're beautiful quality. Really nice. They're not, they've got the old doink in them. I suppose that's probably how they were made. But I can't help but stroke them. It's gold. The only downside to these, and to be fair, I only paid, I think, £2 for these curtains. There's two. They are very long. But the downside is that somehow there's soot or something that's got on the top of this one. It definitely smells a bit like soot, where someone's, I don't know what's happened there, but it hasn't damaged the fabric as such. I may try it and see if I can get it out. If anyone has any suggestions on how to just lose some of that. If it was just dust and it came out, that would be lovely. But I don't want to rub on velvet because that way lies disaster. But they're just lovely. They're not branded. They are lined, and they've got these metal hooks in that someone obviously had them up somewhere. But they're a nice quality thing, and obviously I can sell them for fabric because wow, that would make something amazing. Imagine a gold cloak. Extraordinary. But it's a gamble. I mean, I kind of grab them as you do. You know what it's like at a booth fair. You kind of sort of grab stuff and sort of look at it later because really there just isn't the time. They're not completely without fault. There's a couple of little sort of things where, they're not perfect. But there would be a lot of usable fabric for somebody anyway. I think they'd be great if they could be curtains again. Louise's, I'm not stealing her crown. Curtains are never going to be the majority of what I do because they take up far too much room. But when I see something nice, because all the houses that we've had, we've always lived in old houses, sort of Victorians and stuff, and getting long curtains, which is what you need because the windows are tall and narrow. And I had to have a pair of curtains made for our last house, and they cost an arm and a leg. And so I've always kept an eye out for decent curtains, and bought them even if they didn't ended up not working for me. So I've been doing that a long time. So no, I wouldn't want to steal her crown, definitely not. So, right, okay. So that's from there. Then there's a bit of jewellery next, just a little bit of jewellery because shiny things, can't resist them. This is a nice malachite bangle, on a brass bangle. I'm trying to think what I paid for this. I think all of the jewellery's £3. I would say I've spent £6 on the jewellery in total. So everything I've got here was worked out at £6. So a nice malachite bangle. Yes, 90 by 90 would be very expensive. Right. This I was definitely drawn to. I liked the shape. I think there's meant to be a stone in there. I'm pretty sure that's a mount for a stone. But I didn't mind too much because it's silver. And not only is it silver, so's the chain. So, for what, probably £1, I was quite happy with that. That's quite a nice chain as well. It's one of those sort of chains, like the ones I wear. So that's a reasonable little bit of silver there. I could try and find something to go in this. I mean, it's very 70s, but to find an exact fit would be bloody nigh on impossible, I would imagine. So, the chain itself, obviously, I can use that for something else. They always have such tiny little clasps, though, these old ones. So that chain will be very useful anyway, but the silver itself is quite a decent chunky piece and 6.6 grams. So yeah, it's all right. I didn't mind. I like it. I can add it to my scrap bag. One by size of eBay. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I could do, because I think it would, if we've got something really nice in there, sort of something very 70s-y, then that would be quite a good thing. But I was very happy with that. Oh, I said tiger's eye. Yeah, that's the classic 70s stone, isn't it? Tiger's eye. I'd quite like that to be something like lapis, something really nice. This is quite lightweight, but I liked its rather brutalist style. It's kind of quite a pale goldy colour, gold tone. It had quite a neat clasp on it, a little press clasp. And it's not too worn on the inside. I mean, to expect to get jewellery with no wear when it's vintage is a bit silly, really, as customers who buy this stuff should realise. So yeah, I thought that had a certain charm. So there was that. There was this, because I can't help but pick these up. I know people love them. Aurora Borealis clear crystal. Just a nice thing. These all need a good wash, to be fair. But vintage from the clasp. And I picked this up because it was mad, because that's what I do. This actually isn't a necklace at all. Oh, it looks a lot better when it's the right way around. It's a belt. So the idea is it needs a little bit of a fix up. Something's come slightly detached. But that's a pair of pliers job. But the idea is that you pop it round your middle, I guess. There we go. Bit of a shimmy on there. Woohoo! Beige gold apparently is a thing. Okay. Well, I would say, if I was going to describe that as a colour, I would say it's sort of beige gold. It's it's that brushed sort of finish as well, which again, it is like a belly dancer's belt. It doesn't make the shimmy noise because as an ex-belly dancer, these days it's more about the belly than the dance for me, I think. But I quite like the fact that it's big and heavy. And these are it's very tribal, ethnic, very textured pieces. And I thought they had a certain charm. So for what, £1, I think each one of these worked out. And the thing that I'm quite pleased about, I'm pretty sure this is amber. It's very brittle, like a resin. I could be wrong, but it's definitely not plastic. And it's very long. I haven't washed it yet and done the test for hot, what it smells like when it gets warm, because it's meant to have a slightly piney smell, I believe. It really needs a wash. They're very dusty. But they're all, it's too random shapes and sizes of things to be faked, I think. And I tried does it glow with the black light? I'm not sure if it does. But what it seems to do is oh yeah, it does, actually. Is that fluorescing? That looks very purpley. It almost looked green when I tried to do it in the dark. But if that is the thing, sorry, I'm not wandering around like a fart in a trance here. If that's kind of the thing, then I'd be quite happy about that. Because, of course, the classic mistake people make is thinking that amber is plastic because it's light and it is brittle. I actually sort of tried a bit, ill-advisedly possibly, and it kind of almost breaks off because it's very old and it's probably a little dried out. It's more of a resin, it's more of a living thing. So I was rather happy with that because I love amber. But that, you'd have to rope it around at least twice. There we go. Amber should float. This will float without a doubt. Yeah, I don't have an airing cupboard though. I did see the one where Sue was taking herself into the airing cupboard. Not sure her husband feels consternation. There we go. So that's 3 times around. So that's really quite a full-on thing. And it's not smooth. It's very rough. It really is amber chips. They haven't been tumbled. Hair. Ow. What did I start that? Yeah. Not sure a way to lose all of the hairs. So I was quite pleased with that when I picked it out. That I was kind of like drawn to her stall. So that was yesterday's spend. I'm pretty sure. Was there? The other things I picked up, and I'm not quite sure why I picked these up. This is probably a fail. These are quite big salts. They are definitely a crystal. They're in the same design as some little ones I've got, so I'm kind of collecting them together in the hope that if I get little sets, that maybe maybe I can sell them as sets. I could be wrong there. It could just be me going, oh, it's crystal and it's quality, which it is, but they don't actually hold much value. But I'm not paying much for them. I pick them up for sort of £1 or 50p here and there. But I keep seeing the same design, so I'm kind of thinking, interesting. So, yes, I will have a think about the, if only I could find a round eye to go in that would be fabulous. Because I sent a lovely eye that I think I showed last weekend off to Tasty in the post, and she loves it. So I'm really pleased that's gone to a good home. That's why we do this. It's always a good thing. Stuff everywhere. Okay, so that was yesterday, and then today, that was ill-advised. Let me stand up and do this. So I'm going to fall off my chair. Today's bits seen on here. Whoops. It's not an original, never on a t-shirt. It's a replica. I'd be selling an original one. No. Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for donating. I'm really glad hopefully we can get her kitty back for her, because that would be nice. Right, today's purchases. I wasn't going to go to a boot fair, and then I decided I was on the way to my garage to do some filing, and I thought I'll drop in slightly on the way, not exactly. The sun was shining on the outside. That's how it was, really. Okay, so I paid £1 for an East skirt. The skirts are doing all right for me right now. This is velvet with a little shimmy, little tiered layer on the bottom. I'll always pick up velvet and leather and silk, basically because I love them. And it seems that other people do too, because they're good turnover stuff for me. You do have to check for issues quite carefully with any of these natural fibres. There we go. Okay, it's viscose and silk mix. That's fine. It's got a nice quality feel to it. So that was £1. And this was also £1. This is your classic vintage pleated tartan skirt, very land girl. This one's label is all a bit random. It's a mixture of polyester and wool, actually. And there ain't no way that's a size 16 for sure. Probably a 12. Oh, who's handsome boy? Us. Hello, Stephen. Hiya, Stoll. Nice to see you in. Been enjoying your lovely pictures on Instagram when I popped over there, and I'm really bad at doing that, so I tend to go and have a splurge on there. I just liked all the colours in this. Thought that really had a feel for it, and I got a very strange look from the man over the road from me holding up a skirt and talking to myself. That'll take some living down, won't it? Okay, so there were those two things. There was a cashmere cardigan. I had to look through a lot of cashmere to find one that appeared not to have holes in it, because when it's in a field, you've got to check. To be fair, I mean, I paid £2 for this, and if cashmere is cheap enough, even if it has a hole, it's not the end of the world. If it's one that can be easily repaired, all the better. And even ones with lots of holes in, if you're getting them for 50p, you can still flip them for 10, 12 quid. Because a lot of people recycle them and use them for other things. Oh, Stall's getting a proper welcome now. That's lovely. Now, what I've realised, it is missing a button off the bottom, but they are the classic kind of mother of pearl, sort of 90s. Oh, this is 100% cashmere, thank goodness. I've probably got one in my button box. I can pop one on the bottom. I have a very extensive button box because I always have to bloody repair things. Because that's the nature of this game, isn't it? Something that isn't clothes, just for a change. For a whole English pound, these are New Balance. They say they're a size 6. They seem darn small for a 6. Not too much wear on them. I believe New Balance are reasonably good. These look like quite a nice silvery grey and in pretty good condition, so I thought, I'll give those a shot. Yeah, they all look quite official. You know, size 6 UK, 39. So they're going to need a bit of a clean up, which I do some cleaning up. I don't go crazy because it's a time thing. What's that saying though? N cap. No idea. I'll have to do some searches to exactly what model they are. But yeah, there'll be a few quid in that. Back to the clothing. Something I do pick up. Now these don't match. You said they match and they bloody don't. It doesn't really matter. Oh, now these are either +2s or +4s. It's vintage stuff. There may not be much of a market for these for a while. But they are trousers, but they are kind of cut-off trousers. Shooting, hunting, fishing, all that kind of thing. Keywords I always stick in. They are fellas, clearly. Yeah, I like having these in my store because they do sell. People like these, and they don't mind if they're a bit, if they're not brand new, because it's that thing again. If you're having to go out to the country, you don't want to be running around in a brand new outfit because nothing makes you look more of a tit than wandering around in things that are brand new. A couple of little repairs to do where seams come loose. No actual size, which I find quite intriguing. I wonder if these were made to measure for this chap. It's entirely possible. I will do a thorough inspection. Let's see what I can come up with. But I think they're +2s rather than +4s. I can't remember what the difference is. I do look it up. But they have the hook and loop for just below the knee, and then that's young bit of trousers flapping around in the countryside. They're quite a big size. They have got a little catch just down there, which I think is probably a moth hole, but they're like, oh no, they haven't got moth holes. And I can see several, but because I bought this pair of trousers, which are very much a similar thing, they wanted to give me the hangers as well. I think they were his grandfather's. This chap was just clearing out. Another pair in a herringbone tweed. These again are a little bit mangled. In fact, I think this was the pair that came with the free mud. Oh look, let's bring half the countryside with us. It's just mud. I can repair them because that's what people did. They did repair them. They're not missing buttons, which is good. I think these are also +2s. But they're kind of characterful and a bit quirky and a bit fun. They are wool, and this came with a jacket. So for all 3 items, I paid £12. They did want more. I haggled. I've got to do a little repair there. That's easily enough done. It's been repaired on the inside. It's been well loved, this, but it doesn't really matter. I think I looked up where it was made. Where does it say? It's always on the inside pocket, as you know. H. Huntsman & Sons, 11 Savile Row, London, W1X 2PS. RTD Bunt. I mean, that might be the person that it was made for. Might have been made to measure, because that's quite a long. This is a tall fella, I think. Oh, always leave their tissues inside. Good job I'm not squeamish about such things, isn't it? Anyway, they'll have been in there a very long time. That pocket needs sewing up as well. It's got a hole in the pocket. I want a couple of Rennies. He obviously suffered from indigestion. You can tell a lot from someone by their clothes. So this is another country jacket. Decent quality. Been a bit loved and repaired, but a tall size, I think, from what I can see there. Yeah, quite a tall size. So £12 for all of those. So, yeah, money to be made though. Oh, hello, Debbie. What's this one? Oh, New Balance. The ones that are meant to make you walk better, probably. I don't know. I know that you get like MBTs and Fit Flops, and they've all got the wobble board that's supposed to strengthen your calves. New Balance, I think it's a bit of a. You've eaten too much pheasant. Did you pluck said pheasant first? You have to be very careful with that one. Yeah, So there we go. Not so much of everything here, and a little more jewellery. Today's ones. I've got 3 necklaces for £1. They're all vintage ones. There's nothing amazing. These are plastic. Nice little beads though. Some are clear and some are. Is that just because they're worn? No, I think they're actually kind of marbled, slightly marbly finish, kind of collar length ones. I just like the vintage ones. I can't resist a bit of the dark or borealis. It's got tiny little hematite seed beads in between. That's quite a choker length one, almost really short. I don't mind when I'm not paying a lot of money. And these have a certain charm as well. The wrapped pearl finish. They're not real pearls though. All unbranded. You know, I may try and sell them separately, or I may decide to do a lot for someone if that's what they're interested in. Not absolutely certain. No, this is interesting. Clasp issues here. There's a big clasp issue there. I wasn't really inspecting when I picked that up. But I liked these because they're red, but they have a gold, very 80s, with the gold sort of markings on them. Really nice. Oh, I make my nose itch. There was that. So I think that lot was £3, and then 50p. I think these go on earrings. I just picked them up because I was curious. I didn't know if they were anything good or not. But who goes to that much trouble with a shell? Tiny little shell. And what they've done is there's kind of a gold finish around there, gold finish there. I haven't really looked at these terribly closely. I just had a feeling that if someone had gone to that much trouble, there must be something quite nice. Could be wrong. Yeah, might not be anything, but I just thought they were rather charming. If I've got a couple of things to hook them on, they'd probably be quite nice as a pair of earrings. 50p. I couldn't really get them out and have a close look. It was all a bit. I wasn't really feeling the mood today, to be honest. I wandered around for ages with a completely empty bag and thought, not going to get a single thing. There were some of the same people there that were at the other boot fair yesterday, because obviously we're all in the same area. But I just thought it's worth a look. Oh, excuse me. I've exhausted myself. And a very generous niece-in-law, I'm not quite sure how that worked. Her grandmother anyway, they're clearing her house because she's in a home now, and she used to shop for all sorts of things, and she basically just gave me, because she said, oh, they don't suit me and I can't be bothered to do anything with them, a load of Swarovski jewellery, which she clearly bought back in the day. There's this lovely little ring. This is all free, so I'm quite happy there. Whoops. There we go, a nice little ring. You can't see it at all, can you? There we go, some little crystally things in. Again, it's not really her. I can see why she didn't. I'm trying to have a look now. It's difficult trying to work out. I don't know what metals they make these out of. But it's got all the tags. It's got all the tags in the box and the little booklet, and so I can look them up and see what they are. But you know, these I'm probably not going to list. Oops, didn't fold that one. Probably not going to list these until a bit nearer the C word time, because you know they will make lovely gifts, because they will suit somebody very, very well. All boxed and all lovely. So there was that, and there are also 3 earrings that they're numbered differently, so they're not the same, but they're very similar. Very similar earrings, and come in a lovely box like this with the booklets. Yeah, they all come nicely boxed. These are citrine. They're kind of a very pale yellowy green. Well, no, they won't be citrine. They'll be Swarovski crystals, I presume. I have to look them up. They've all got numbers and things. Just little studs. with all the correct numberings and things. So that was an absolute delight, really. So we'll just sell and see what you can get. So I'll hold those back, or then more of my jewellery will probably get listed nearer that time of year, because I'm sure they will go well. Oh, I've got a question. I'm sorry. I'm not with it today at all. Let me go back up. Alex's kit. Let's have a look at Alex's kit. Let me scroll back up. Oh, hi, Alexis. Are you a reseller? Where do you sell? I actually sell currently only on eBay. With the old thing I put on Facebook Marketplace for me to get rid. So it's all on eBay. I've been doing it about 5 years now. And yeah, I mean, I buy for myself, and it was a hobby that kind of turned into a business. But I'm trying to stick to smaller things now, and clothes seem to be the easiest things to find. So that's why a lot of what I do is to do with clothes. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I would have missed that. Alexis KIT Enterprises. Oh, and what do you do, Alexis? That sounds very professional. C word, shudder. Yeah, shudder. We all shudder at mention that. So that was lovely, and came with another most bizarre item, which is a Game of Thrones House of Targaryen. Anyone who knows their Game of Thrones will know from the dragon. Lovely dragon on the front there, massive big heavy candle. So there, a warning to prevent fire. Don't light it if you don't like fire. I thought that was rather fetching, really. I'm not entirely sure I will use it, but because that's a lot of candle. But yeah, so that's what I spent. So I think I spent about £21 today, and the majority of the cost being in those sort of plus twos and the jacket items and the other bits. And then I had the £26 that I spent yesterday, and felt like I got a lot more for. I'm trying to keep my overheads low. I'm happily stocking up at the moment. I'm trying to buy low, and then I've got enough stuff to sell. I want enough stuff to be able to sell through the winter. And yeah, it might do. I have no idea. No idea, Steve. To kind of keep me going, so that I haven't got to run around for stock or pay what ambitious charity shop prices seem to be. And that we have a lot of charity shops where I live. I live in Tunbridge in Kent. It's a small town, but the prices have become quite ambitious. Aspirational pricing, I think, is probably the phrase. And I just don't want to pay out so much from my stock. I'll pay out for something that I know is going to get a big return, but there's no guarantee of that. It is money tied up, and I will do it for some things. But I like to have a nice turnover of stock, new stuff coming in, old stuff going out. Most of my stuff is not fast selling. If I'm honest, occasionally stuff will go out when I first put it up for auction. It'll sell. Sometimes it'll sell within the first month or 2 months, but quite often I have stuff for a good few months before it actually sells. And I don't mind. I really don't mind that, because it's got to be the right person, the right size, the right mood to buy it. So yeah, I'm very happy with all that stuff. I don't think I'm going to get that thing to work unless I can find a way to, mains test it and see if I can get it working that way. But I've never used an 8mm film camera anyway, so I'm kind of a bit out of my depth. So thank you for joining me. I shall tidy this lot away now, because got to get drafted, I suppose. Photograph it tomorrow. Onwards and upwards. So happy hunting. I hope you've all found good stuff. If anyone's doing a live, tell me, because I love watching other people's hauls. Thanks ever so much for joining me. So I will say goodbye very awkwardly, and I will see you all again soon. I've got to press the right button to do this, and you'd think after all this time I'd know what to do, and yes, I do. Now I'm going to go and catch up on Carla's video, because I haven't seen that from yesterday. Bye bye, everyone.